It was just a matter of time that India finished things up, wrapped things in Kanpur, and they've done that very easily, very conveniently, no fuss about it. At the loss of 3 wickets, India got to the target with a lot of ease. Couple of batters over there losing their wicket just while trying to go for runs. India were in a hurry. That's exactly what we thought. If there was any doubt that this session would spill over to the final session of day 5, well, you saw an inkling of it yesterday. You saw an indicator of it yesterday that this Indian team was going to take the attack. They did that yesterday in superb manner. They did that exactly. How India got to those 95 runs? Let me first talk you through that. Rohit Sharma was the first wicket to fall for India. However, the man on the other side, Yashasvi Jaiswal, scoring a 50. That too came at a very quick click. 51 runs for him, but he ended up giving away his wicket right towards the end as he tried to clear the boundary with just about a couple of runs left. Went for the glory shot, skied it, and got caught by Shakib Al Hasan. Shubman Gill was the third wicket to fall. Mehdi Hasan Miraz was the wicket taker, but those were the only wickets that fell. 29 runs for Virat Kohli. He was at the other end as he saw Rishabh Pant score the winning runs.
What a test match it's been. Honestly, we were thinking that there is too less time left for India to actually take a result out of this. But now that we look at it, that it has ended, there was still a session and a half left in this test match, so you didn't even need 2 days to wrap this test match off. This just shows the mentality and the self-belief this Indian team actually has in themselves. Just looking at the larger picture right now, just to actually believe that with 2-3 days washed out completely, just 2 days remaining, just to actually think that you can actually get a result out of this, it was in itself just shows how far this Indian test team has come. But to actually even register that win is just another ball game altogether. But I think the whole team has just played according to for the result. There was no other mindset. I remember just before the start of day 4, we were talking about the fact it's a good opportunity for the Indian batters to sort of spend some time on the wicket. But that's not what the Indian team actually sort of thought. They thought that it's better to go after the result, no matter if few batters have to play the cricket that they are not used to playing, and if they are not comfortable playing, they still went after it, and the result clearly shows for it.
Absolutely, it's this test match is going to be talked about for a long time. In the sense, even though public memory is very short, like they say, this test match will stand out. Cricket fans will find it hard, I believe, to forget this test match because you had too little time to force a result. And the only way you could have forced the result was by forcing the issue. And how did Indian team force the issue? It was led by Rohit Sharma, the Indian skipper. The tone was set. I was reading about the comments or what the backroom talk was after Bangladesh were dismissed yesterday. And the messaging from Rohit-Gambhir to Rohit Sharma was very clear that you need to push the game. You need to push the game. You need to go for a win. You need to go for a result. And Rohit Sharma, how often do you see that a batter take things to heart in a way that Rohit Sharma did? He was asked to play aggressively and he set the tone. First couple of balls that he faces, smashes them for a 6. Today as well, very unselfish of him.
Yeah.
Again, these were conditions of, if you're looking at, batters, cricketers, Indian cricketers often get accused of playing for numbers, playing for personal records. But you look at how Rohit Sharma played in both the innings. Or for that matter, every Indian batter played across the 2 innings. But why I'm emphasizing on Rohit Sharma is because the captain. He's the captain of the side, and as the captain of the side, you're being looked up to. You're the role model of the team. You are setting the tone. It's what you deliver to your teammates. It's how you perform on the field that has a cascading effect. And Rohit Sharma was given that task by Rohit-Gambhir, the coach. And he lived up to the expectation. He set the tone, and everyone else, Yashasvi Jaiswal, albeit he plays in the manner that we saw him play today, he's always known to play aggressively. But for a young batter as well, when you see your captain match you for aggression, again, Rohit Sharma's made his name in international cricket because of his aggressive display, but test cricket is a different ball game altogether, as we all know. Rohit Sharma setting an example for the youngster at the opposite end. Look at Shubman Gill as well. the way that he played.
Yeah, and not just that, I feel even Rohit Sharma as a player also, if we just look at that, maybe it's more about the captain Rohit Sharma here rather than the Rohit Sharma, the batter. We have to always consider this fact that Rohit Sharma, to start off with in Test cricket, was a very late bloomer in that sense. He got to make his Test debut very late on. First, he was playing in the middle order, then to open. As a player, at times you might want to be remembered as one of the Test greats, but that's not clearly what Rohit Sharma is sort of chasing, because since the England series and even before that, the approach he has taken has always been for the team, and I think that's exactly what makes Rohit Sharma such a good captain and such a good leader, and that's why I think he has that bonding in the team. He's looked up to as that elder brother in that Indian team also. Because of this, like you also mentioned a couple of times, that it's also about the tempo that he's setting from the word go. He's not thinking about his own records. He's not thinking about the fact that I came into Test cricket really late. And I would also want to ask you this: that do you think that this is one of, not definitely not the best Test victories for India ever, but yeah, I would keep it quite up, not at least in the top 5 to 10 Test victories, because it is something that has totally changed. This, we talked about the dominance in world cricket going ahead. This clearly shows that when once a minnow, I wouldn't call Bangladesh minnows, but still as compared to India, definitely even though the kind of form they were having after the Pakistan series, they came in. But if this would have been an Australia or a New Zealand, you might not have been able to take a result out of this. But because it was Bangladesh, you knew the opponent, you did not want to waste the opportunity, and you played like you are the Indian team and they are the Bangladesh team. I think that is something that was really good to see, that you thought it's Bangladesh, we can squeeze a result out of in about less than 2 days, and that's exactly what they did. Scoring the runs wasn't an issue according to me, because the conditions were still suitable. You went all guns blazing. You did not know, nobody sort of went after the 100 or anything like that, but you sort of got to a run. The bigger task was going and taking 20 wickets in a span of about they played 60 overs in the first innings, and 40 in 100 overs. You have dismissed the whole Bangladesh side twice. This just clearly shows the quality, and at this point you don't have a Mohammad Shami. Maybe if you would have had another spinner, it would have been helpful. You did not have that luxury also. You had 2 spinners only. Seeing the things that Jadeja, they have a lot of left-handers. They just took everything out and they just played like a team that was possessed, and a team that sort of is somebody who's sort of dominating Test cricket in the world at this point.
So to answer your question, where this ranks for me, or how special this is, of course this is a special one. This is a memorable win, but maybe it doesn't make it to my list of top 10. Maybe, again, I don't, but again, because I know better wins that India has registered in Test cricket and in recent times only, maybe I'll not put it in my top 3-5. Definitely it's not getting there, and it has to do with the opposition. That's number one. It's memorable for the fact that in such short time you've effectively played just 2 days of Test cricket. You only got 35 overs on day one, and you didn't see.
Today you didn't see the last session.
Exactly. So that's why effectively this was a 2-day Test match. Where this ranks in terms of number of overs bowled, that is something we'll have to wait and see. And I'm sure this makes it to the list of one of the shortest Test matches also. However, the fact that it was a Bangladesh side, that's number one. No disrespect, but a Bangladesh side that has gone now 15 Test matches without a victory against India, and on each of their visits to India in the past as well. You look at the nature of those defeats, they've been very heavy defeats. The previous Test match, for example, 280 runs.
The pink ball Test match.
Exactly. Look at the pink ball Test match. Look at the Test match that happened after that. I think this was the 5th Test match that they were playing in India. And look at all those defeats. They're sizable defeats. So India's definitely had better wins in the past, away from home especially, even at home for that matter, that it may not. And because you've had those wins against better quality oppositions, this was a job very well done. This is the class of a champion side. These are it's again you ask, let's say South Africa or even in Australia. Maybe in Australia at home can actually, they're the other team I can say right now can do this to Bangladesh as visitors. But can a South Africa do this? I have my doubts.
Australia to an extent
That's
might
what I'm
be,
saying.
yeah.
Australia,
Just Australia.
Australia are the only other team I can think of who can hand a 2-day defeat.
No, I would doubt even for Australia, because again, this sort of ruthlessness, I don't know if the Australian side could display in less than 2 days. And why I would, I don't know if it would be in the top 10 test victories for me also, but why this is definitely it's going to be a very memorable one is because you gave Bangladesh the treatment you should have given, being the world. If you want to be that team, we have talked about this a lot, that this is the time where Indian cricket should start becoming the Australian team back in the days, the dominating everywhere
they're
you
doing
go.
everything.
Yeah,
They're doing
exactly.
everything.
In Test cricket, definitely
They're doing everything. It's just that the big difference between the Australian side that went unbeaten for such a long period across formats, where India are missing or are different, is that India are doing everything bilaterally. But when it comes to big occasions, that Australian team in a space of little over 10 years won 3 World Cups.
Yeah, I'm just talking about Test dominance.
Yeah, so again, this was also the time that beating in Australia, no Asian team had beaten them. Then look at what's happened over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
So that is what the separation is between the two sides right now. That's the differentiator.
Just carrying forward the question to you also, that do you think that this is one, not in the top 5 definitely, but one of the greatest wins for India in Test cricket?
Top 5 will be
not
very
5,
tough.
yeah, not top 5,
top
but
5
yeah,
will
one
be,
of the.
Yeah, see, I mean, I just want to put a few things. When you look at India's greatest wins, they are usually, what are the factors that you consider?
Yeah.
Why is it that a win becomes great? One, usually it has to come in overseas conditions.
Yeah.
2, it has to be tough overseas conditions. 3, you see the opposition, the level of that opposition that there is. 4, if you come from a absolute hopeless situation,
that's
Eden
what.
Gardens,
Chennai,
that sort of a situation. No, I'm talking about Eden Gardens, 2001, that sort of
Australia.
hopeless. Yeah. So then those are the things you looked at. So if you look at all of those situations, you are not in a hopeless situation. You are not playing the strongest team that there is in world cricket. You're playing at home conditions, all of that. So none of those things. Yet I will still say this is one of your finest wins. And why is it a finest win? Why do I say it's one of the finest wins? Is because any test match that you will remember for many years is always a fine and a special win. And when you will look back at looking at some of India's famous victories in history, not now, but if you are sitting, let's say 10 years from now, and we look at some of India's famous victories, I think this will be that win. Why? Because there has to be one thing that you look at, right, in a test match. If you look at that Eden Gardens, you're looking at the fact that India were in a hopeless situation, following on, and then from there VVS Lakshman does that, right? You look at India's famous win in Australia that has happened at the Gabba, because nobody had beaten there, where you were, the players were going out. So those are the things. So what is the thing that you will look in this test match? You will look at this test match, that here was a test match where nobody picked India to win. Harshad Ahuja had given them 1% chance. When I say Harshad Ahuja, an average cricket fan would have given India a 1% chance of getting a result at the start of day 4. Yet India got that result. You will remember this test match for India breaking the record for the fastest 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. You will remember this test match for India making a record of declaring an inning earliest. This is the earliest any team in the history of Test cricket has declared. That is a score of 285 when you're playing a full inning. That you will remember this test match for. You will remember this test match for India scoring runs at 8 runs and over.
Exactly.
You will remember this test match where people forgot about baseball and came up
and
with
this test match will also be making the right noises all throughout the world. Why I think that this is going to be a very, very important point in Indian Test cricket also moving ahead is that we talk about this fact a lot, that this is the time where India should be dominating world cricket in general. India should be that superpower. It should be next to impossible to sort of beat India or come close to India in that
Can I add?
sense.
This test match will also be remembered for the worst run out ever missed.
Yeah.
No, there have been.
Of the highest order.
There have been bad. What were you saying?
But yeah, so this also shows that you had that mind. We as a cricket fan did not even give 1% a chance. But just to think about that as a team being there and to execute that and able to win that game. More than the runs, I feel okay, you got to those runs. We have seen now scoring those many runs in the shortest format also. You can score runs at a faster pace. But to get them dismissed twice in a span of 100 overs and to sort of, we are still left with a session and a half in this game.
Yeah.
So it's technically less than 1.5 days. So just giving Bangladesh the right treatment they deserved, I think that just shows that how big a superpower now moving ahead in Test cricket you could be from here.
Yeah. No, see, you were always a superpower. Actually, if you go back, that's what I said, that if you go back the last few years, you were the most standout test playing country in the world. Nobody had that kind of success at home and abroad like India. The fact that you don't have a WTC title to show for it is a combination of factors. But is India one of the best teams in test cricket the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years? I think they are. I think ever since Virat Kohli took on as captain, Indian test team redefined test cricket, you would have to accept that. And I think that whole baton has been carried forward with Rohit Sharma. By the way, a word on Rohit Sharma, the captain, because one of the reasons that you're looking back.
Just spoke about that. Yeah, but we've exchanged our thoughts. Would love to know yours.
Yeah, but I mean, Rohit Sharma, the test captain, he was. What are the things that I would remember from Rohit Sharma, the test captain? One, he was on the ball tactically, on the ball, like everything that he could have done, barring a few, things that we may disagree with him, but overall, with his bowling changes, his approach of the game, his team's batting approach, everything spot on. That. Number two, Rohit Sharma, the batter, the most selfless batter that there is. This is a man who's often said that he would want to play a lot of test cricket. This is a man who said that who would, want to make up for all the lost time in test cricket. He could have notched up a lot more records, but no. He said that me as a leader, the approach of the team is far more important than what I get. We saw that from Rohit Sharma, the captain and batter in T20. We're seeing that from Rohit Sharma, captain, the batter in test cricket as well. So he's not just saying things. He's what they're saying, walking the talk. He's saying it and he's doing it. And on top of that, I think Rohit Sharma, the captain, in terms of getting the best out of his team as well. You cannot have a Yashasvi Jaiswal play the way he does without the support of his captain. You cannot have a KL Rahul and a Shubman Gill play the way without the support of the captain.
Virat Kohli for that matter.
Exactly. Even Virat Kohli changing the way that he's playing, adapting to the needs of the team, whether it is the T20 format which he was playing earlier or the ODI format during the World Cup or even now. He's adapting to the needs of the team. So I think every captain comes with a trademark, with a stamp that he wants to leave. Virat had his own trademark and stamp, and he ensured that the entire team hunted like a pack of dogs. That's what he wanted. They would hunt like that. Rohit is redefining it in a different way, that he wants his team to set the benchmark in being a team that's always looking for results, a team that's always trying to be ahead of the game, and he's in that sense doing that.
And not just that, just to make the team so united to go after the win, there could have been many things. There would have been this thought process also that maybe it's the best time to sort of have some game time moving ahead in this long test season. But just to go after that fact, everyone coming out of their comfort zone for that one aim to create that atmosphere in the dressing room. I think it's after a very long time I personally seen the Indian team in such a way, like everyone moving towards one goal and everyone sort of people even coming out of their comfort zone, even the top players, even the junior players, everyone coming out of their comfort zone and aiming for one thing, and that's just taking out the result of this test match.
Yeah, fair. But in this test match, it was slightly easier for you to come out of comfort zone because there was no other option, which helps.
And the opposition as well.
Opposition and no option. Like, say, if you want to win, this is the only way you could have.
Yeah.
The issue is if it's a 5-day long test match where you have enough time, then what do? Do you play your natural game or not? Here, it was you had to go for broke. And I love the fact that the Indian team went for broke.
Why I say about the opposition bit as well, because remember there was a question asked yesterday if India would have played this way if it were Australia instead. First innings, definitely what we saw from India yesterday, if you had bundled out the opposition at a low score, etc., you would have then played the same way. But to do that in the second innings as well, to believe that you can bundle them out the second time in a short span, again the belief would have been lesser had it been in Australia in comparison.
Yeah.
But you believed in yourself, looking at everything. So this tells you that this team knew about its strengths, it believed it can be done. And that belief also came from the fact that this was an opposition that you can compound problems on. You could not have strategized everything around.
Yeah.
It was Australia to an extent because you know I knew my chance. I have
And another factor that the pitch allowed you to do that. If you go back to 2 years ago, the pitches that you were getting in India, would you have been able to play this kind of cricket? Would you? So I think that's another thing that you have to remember. Good on whoever is deciding that, whether it's the captain or the coach, but this decision. See, what this is telling you is that you can make Test cricket more exciting for viewers. If you were making those gaddas, neither could you play 8 and over. Everything would have been a lottery.
And once in a while you would fall in your own gaddas. You fell in Pune.
Yeah.
In Chennai.
Yeah. So I think the pitch also helped. That was a good pitch, and that actually the fact that it was a good pitch, the Indian bowlers doing as well as they did. Yeah, you can blame the Bangladesh batters, which we discussed. The suicidal, though I don't like using that word, but that is exactly what they were doing. The suicidal shots that they played on multiple occasions today as well. Starting with your captain in Shanto playing that reverse. Again, I go back. It could have been a different result had he not played that. It was that shot that was played by Shadman. That drive going straight to Jaiswal, getting caught. Another shot that.
Also, I know it's such a batting performance and such a scorecard which makes for such a reading. You don't hold a lot of things against the night watchman. But there is certain responsibility on a night watchman. Look at the shot that Hassan Mahmood tried to play.
No, I
trying
don't
to
blame
clear
him.
the rope to a Ravichandran. Again, that's not the shot.
But he could not have defended that anyways.
It was
He
by the way
wasn't
not
somebody.
The night watchman.
His duty is to just protect the batsman last day.
But see, the difference here is, I mean, in Indian.
That's what
he would have fought.
Exactly.
No, he would have also gone for the shots. Even Jasprit, I remember Jasprit Bumrah that added at 36.
But they have fought also. Jasprit Bumrah has fought also.
Yes.
He stood on the crease. You could have seen. You are trying to.
You don't hold anything against the net. But I'm just trying to talk about the psyche. That again, that was a rash shot. You knew that you had to bide your time just for 2 overs. That's it. And you're taking the.
I think their shoulders dropped way too soon. They were not even planning to.
No.
They were not trying to buy time at all. They were just trying to increase the runs as many as possible. That's what they were trying to do. I'm not saying that's the right approach. I'm not saying that's the right approach.
They won't.
You can't win this.
I don't think
I think their mindset today coming in today was this.
A test playing team cannot have that mindset. If it's a test playing team, which is a test playing team, first thing you do small targets, right? I spoke to you about that test match when Lakshman and Dravid, what were they doing? When they were asked to follow on, not in their wildest dream they would have thought to win. So what do? You're not trying to put a total. You say, forget it. I will bat one session. Let's take time. I will bat another session. Okay, I bat another session. Things have changed slowly and steadily. In this case, all they needed to do today when they came in with 8 wickets in hand, bat till tea. That's your first aim. I'm sorry, but none of them showed that stomach for a fight that you want to bat, that you can stick around. Whether Shadman played well, bad shot to play to get out. Same for your captain in Shanto playing reverse.
No, but I think Sajid is saying that those shots came from the fact that they were trying to go for runs. That's what you're saying.
What I'm trying to say is that's not the right approach. But this started from the first ball. Rohit Sharma hit for a 6. They were not expecting such an approach from the Indian team. The way India went, I think they were on the back foot immediately. Since then, they were not expecting that a team from here.
What has that got to do with their batting?
I'm telling you, the shoulders were down. They knew that the Indian team is coming, all guns blazing for us. The only way to yesterday also the 2 wickets Ashwin took, and before that also it was looking like Ashwin could pick a wicket on every delivery. So they knew that if we try to defend this, we might end up. What exactly happened?
I'm sorry, this is not that pitch. If this is the approach, if what you're saying is their approach, they should shut shop and not play test cricket.
The shots imply that only, that's how they played.
All of them should retire from test cricket. The purpose of test cricket is that Purpose of Test cricket is to hang around and bat for. And if you're a Bangladesh fan right now, you're not asking for the world. You're not asking them to bat 6 sessions that Dravid and Lakshman did. They bat 2 sessions.
3 weeks back in Pakistan. They did it. They know how Test matches are won. They were not a one.
That I agree that there's a big difference. Between the bowling but the approach.
This going for the jugular approach because I can't defend is no approach.
See, if Akashdeep's ball sharply comes in with the seam movement, takes your stump away, fine, beautiful ball. Agreed. But again I go, the way that Shadman got out that stroke, ideally a test batter will let that ball go. The way your captain Shanto is playing reverse, you won't have. The way Shakibul Hasan gets out now, first inning, second inning, both. All of these players should be questioned whether they want to play test.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I'm saying that this is what I think they did not have confidence in themselves.
Anyway,
and that's why they tried to go for this approach.
Moving on, I want to know, there is a big debate as to what India played was row ball or gow ball.
Gow ball.
Gow? Why gow? Oh.
Gambhir.
Yeah.
No, row ball.
I don't quite like the ring of go ball.
No, but social media is crediting it to gow ball. Everyone is saying.
It doesn't sound fine. It doesn't sound.
It's not about the sound. I'm talking about the sentiment. You can come up with anything.
Row ball. Because this is not the first time we've seen this. We've been seeing this from the England series. South Africa also, we saw glimpses of it. So that's why.
No, just to put that debate at rest, because I've seen different people give it a different. You can change the name, the sounding. It's not about the advertising tagline. Gow ball, go ball, gam ball, whatever you can call it. My point is it a stamp of Rohit Sharma, the captain, so it's row ball, or if it's Gautam Gambhir, the coach, so it's gow ball or whatever, because it comes from baz ball, not the comparison, and that came from the coach. I think that's why it's being called that. Which ball is this?
Row ball. Again, because we've seen this before also, we've seen the glimpses of this. This is what approach Rohit Sharma wants to take. We saw this once the pitches sort of switched in that England series also. Gautam Gambhir, but definitely I had 2 thoughts about Gautam Gambhir as Indian coach, but now clearly, as of now at least, like
you had 2 thoughts, meaning you had a second thought.
I had a second thought, and
you were not very happy with Gautam.
No, I again, it's too soon, early days.
Like everyone else speculating that what will happen.
But even Rohit Sharma said that as of now everything is fine. So that's what I am also saying, that as of now it seems like the coach is definitely backing the captain.
Which ball is this?
This is, I would say it's. I'll give both the credit. I don't think it's just row ball. I don't think it's just row ball.
What is your name, Harshit?
My name.
With you to get an answer is very tough, because I will say A or B, you will say no, C, D, E, F. Is it, you pick your choice. Is it row ball or is it go ball?
It's the 2 of them put together.
Okay, so come up with.
I'll come up with a name that sounds good to me.
So you're saying row ball.
Rogo,
like
Rogam, whatever it is. Rogam? Rogam.
Achha, you're saying it's both. Why do you say that?
I say it's both because I was reading into what the messaging from Gambhir was yesterday, and this is something that was revealed by the bowling coach. He said the one thing that Gambhir told to Rohit once he was in is that you have to force the issue over here. You have to push forward in this test match, and there's only one way you can do it, by taking the attack. So this is what I want you to do, and Rohit then executed. So firstly, he had the belief that Rohit can do it, and Rohit, knowing the captain that he has been, from the hurt that he got in Adelaide in 2022 to admitting that we need a change in system, albeit it happened in a different system, it happened in a different setup in the white ball format of the game. However, we know his instinct as a player is to attack, and he adapted very well when the need was in a test match. So because he had that ability, he is that captain as well. It's with that philosophy that India won the World Cup also. And then comes this word from Gautam Gambhir, who loves winning, and he saw that there's a bit of an opportunity here, who made his captain believe that yes, we can do this. So which is why I feel it's both of them doing this together. It's an act pulled off by the 2 of them.
I'm with Shashwat on this one. This is row ball for me. Why is it row ball? Because this whole change of approach started before only. before Gautam Gambhir came, and not only in Test matches, even in T20 cricket
ODI
under
cricket also.
Rahul Dravid. Also, you saw this change of approach where Rohit came and said, and he walked the talk on that. He also batted like that, and he continued to do that. Secondly, this name is usually given to a person who is a catalyst for change. Whoever. So in England's case, I agree it was Bazball, because as soon as Brendan McCullum came,
but
alongside
also,
he came with,
it also had to do with Ben Stokes.
No, but
the philosophy matched with him because the captain also
but it was, see, when you later found out, it was Brendan McCullum's way of going. He of course needed the captain to back him on this, and he backed him. But I'm saying the catalyst of change was Brendan McCullum, who probably then wanted a captain like Ben Stokes to take this forward. In this case, it's the horse before the cart or cart before the horse. In this case, the captain was already tuned into and was doing it. In his case, he needed a coach now to come along and back him on this philosophy that he had, and he got that in Coach Gautam Gambhir. So just in case in that case where Ben Stokes did play a role, you still called it Bazball to the guy who affected that change. In this case, it was Rohit who affected that change. Of course, he can't do it without the backing of his coach.
Exactly.
But the name will be, it is always, if a scientist, there are multiple scientists, the first one who sees it gets the
revolution,
name,
who got the revolution.
Gets the name of the star named after him, whatever. So in this case, for me, it is Roball. Yes, I agree that Roball cannot happen without Gautam's support. I'm sure he's enjoying that. He's giving his
and as of now, both of them are on the same page.
Both of them are absolutely on the same page. The one aspect that I want to talk about.
Twice Asha in the last 5 minutes has alluded to those comments. As of now, as yet, whatever that Rohit said.
No, because he believes in conspiracy theories.
No.
He wants there will be something
was
that
there so much into it, and I remember that quote from him.
We had a dugout on it.
Maybe it is oversight on my part, or Sash has just been too sharp about it. So I'm just contemplating on that.
We had a whole dugout on it that he has said as of now everything is fine. Rohit in the press conference.
He did say that.
He did say that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So
and he said many things. He said that we need to. I've worked with many coaches. You have to adjust according to the coach. Things will go. What he tried to say at that point was that I'm going to sort of take the lead from here, and everyone will adjust, and I will also adjust accordingly.
But then that way, so I remember there was an answer. Remember that was asked to Ajit Agarkar. No. Let me answer. So is he also leading the selector then?
No. That was because he chipped in, because he said Ajit Agarkar wasn't there when that selection.
Yeah.
So I will just clarify. He can't lead the selector. That much I think Rohit understands. The next question, and I think this is the most underrated part of India's win. I know we are going to be celebrating the batters, we're going to be celebrating the bowlers, but one aspect of Indian team that has resulted in this win is their fielding. Whether they were catches by Rohit Sharma, Mohammad Siraj, KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal. For me, though all the headlines will go to the high jump catch that Siraj and Rohit Sharma did. The memes are already being made that he can go to Olympics. Do you see that? Siraj when he's going like that.
Siraj was
like that high jumper, no? So the memes
Duplantis.
But the catch of the match is
Yashasvi Duplantis.
Yeah, no, not Duplantis. High jump. That is
pole vault.
It's high jump. The catch of the match for me is the Yashasvi Jaiswal catch.
The slip one.
Which one?
Gully
First inning,
one.
second inning.
Gully one.
First innings also he took a very good
Second.
catch.
Yes, but the gully one, the distance is so less. Full-fledged cut, he's gone.
And that's very low also.
Very low, but see, again, technique-wise, he's standing low. Such a hard catch that came to him. Kudos to the Indian team. So you don't realize
and
those
T. Dilip, the celebrity fielding coach.
Yeah. But all
He's
those,
the only one from the previous regimes as well.
No, good on T. Dilip, absolutely, for ensuring that. See, the thing is, all of these catches they were talking about, if any of that is not taken, you never know where the game goes. Whether it's the first inning or the second innings. Even today, you had that catch down the leg side of
that was
the Centurion.
Mominul's
catch.
KL one you're talking about.
He could have gone on to get how many runs? Smart placement, but again, you're not sighted. You
were
not
leg
sighted.
slip, on leg slip.
On leg slip, because you see it very late, that one, last moment.
Yeah. It's that sort of a blind spot also before.
Exactly, you see it very late. So any of those catches, you never know.
But for me, against, I think it's still the Siraj catch. Why?
No,
You know
yeah.
why? I'll tell you why. Because the
You know, he made it look good. I tell you why.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
He misjudged
Yeah,
it.
that's why. That's the
So,
reason.
but then that should not be the reason.
Yeah,
that
that
it becomes
should-
the
no,
best.
no, no.
You was your mistake. You misjudged.
No, see, on slip catches and the KL Rahul one, it's more instinctive. You know, you're always ready there. You know, it's either going to stick or it's not going to stick. Yeah, definitely, you need to do that 100 times and all of that thing so that it sticks eventually. But in Siraj's situation, he sort of went around the ball twice or thrice and then he took it. So it just became so much more
No, it's
difficult.
new material, I agree, better than everyone. But he made it like that for himself.
Yeah, that is true.
He salvaged this.
That is
See,
true.
one of the most interesting comments about that catch and India's fielding, why it's great, is Tamim Iqbal's comment I saw. Very interesting comment he made. He said, this fielding by India is not a surprise for me. This Indian team, he said, I saw them practice in the morning and they were practicing fielding, and he said they were taking proper catches. He said, sometimes a lot of teams do fielding catches for the heck of
Yeah.
taking few catch, okay, warmed up. He said real hard ones, proper ones. So the practice wasn't practice for the sake of warming up or practicing. Actually hard. And he said, I saw all of them, KL, Yashasvi, Virat, take some real hard catches. And I think that's the result that is now showing on the field, where some of them have caught brilliant catches. So one other aspect of this win that India should remember, I know it will be forgotten, we'll keep talking about the row ball approach.
because of the opponents also, I feel.
Yeah, but catching is catching.
Yeah, catching. Yeah.
And just again, I won't be able to recall the exact overs when I saw this happen, but there was an instance yesterday while India were taking the attack, and I felt that there was this one time one of the bowlers who was fielding, the Bangladeshi bowlers who was fielding in the outfield. I felt that the bowler, and again, fast bowlers are often told to protect their bodies, but I felt that he'd made enough ground to put in the dive and save. Wasn't the case. Let the ball go. Today, however, India in commanding position, whatnot, the ball could actually, there are times you're chasing the ball and you let the ball go, okay, now it's gone, whatever. Today, though, India, despite being on top, Yashasvi Jaiswal chases the ball, puts in the dive. Yeah. That's the difference.
True. That's the biggest difference. Okay, before we wind up, what do you think India has done well, exceedingly well? Anything that you still feel India needs to work on?
I think just reading the wicket properly at the toss. I know I know this won't be.
It is an issue maybe in the World Test Championship finals.
No, but that needs to be okay since the beginning.
I would want the Indian top order to get, barring maybe a Yashasvi Jaiswal, to get some more runs under their belt. See, that is that one area, because tougher tests await you. Today what has happened in this test match, because your approach had to be that. So it doesn't really, then I go back to the same thing. When you know you can only play one way, you play aggressive, shots come off, you get runs. Whether it is a Rohit who we've praised a lot for his approach, his batting, but whether it's a Rohit, whether it's a Virat, to an extent, a minor extent, Shubman, KL, who's also done well, but to an extent even KL Rahul, even a Rishabh Pant, they've done well in the first test match, I agree. But all of them, I would need some more runs under their belt. Maybe the New Zealand series is that, because once you have a few hundreds under your belt, I think only then are you fully prepared for the Border Gavaskar series, because I'm only looking at that. I would want my top order. In the Chennai test match, it's your lower order that saved you in that test match. This time your top order, but batting in a different style, which is not going to happen every time. You will need to bat conventional test cricket, long, days of batting. So I would want my Rohits, the KLs, the Virats, the Pants of the world to spend a lot of time, get a lot of runs in the New Zealand series. Then I am looking at Border Gavaskar and the most important match
at Lords,
WTC final.
Till now in Lords.
Let's take a few quick comments before we wind up. Also a reminder, we'll be coming back with the dugout today at 6:15. So that's where we'll discuss more about the India win. Okay, let's start with GGK. He says Rohit is the most selfless player ever. He will end up as best captain ever after we win Champions Trophy in WTC. In Hindi, as they say, "Aapke muh mein ghee shakkar." Maybe he does. He is tactically brilliant, and I love his approach as a batter and as a batter come captain. Jay Patel says he's blessed with a baby boy yesterday and India won today. Double enjoyment. This is Jay Patel from New Jersey in USA. Jay, sending you lots of love and good wishes, and your little boy has proven very lucky for the Indian team. So, make him a cricket fan. Let him watch a lot of India cricket matches. Maybe we'll, have many more.
Subscribe to Sports Today when he gets a
let him
smartphone.
play also.
Of course he will. All the best to you, Jay. Okay, Piyush Nandre has a word for Harshit. Gauro jazz ball.
Gauro.
Gauro ball.
Yes.
Gauro is also okay.
You like it or not?
I thought, what did Boda say? Rogam. I like
Rogam ball. Acha, he likes that better. Okay. Any more comments do we have? Yes. Gianmarco Tamberi. By Siddharth. Got that. Okay, Fitmonk says Shakib and Mustafizur played with zero responsibility in this series. India went for the kill, was great, but watching Bangladesh completely surrendering was hurting as a test cricket fan. Completely agree with Fitmonk. That's what we pointed out.
There's a thought that came to my mind because again, Bangladesh, they played irresponsibly. They've again 280 runs lost first match. This was every time they've come to India, they've been handed a big defeat. I know Test cricket is struggling in terms of popularity, and you needed to be there to take the game forward. But with what Bangladesh are going through right now in terms of senior players not taking enough responsibility at times, how does one then look at series after series of such bad losses? Are we to think about, let's say, relegation from Test to associate?
If you're going to relegate Bangladesh, you'll have to relegate Pakistan also.
Yeah.
So Pakistan also going.
Again, I'm saying, but
then
point
that's
system.
about
Point system.
Then you're not eligible.
Then you're not eligible for the next WTC
Well, that's
cycle.
another debate we can have, whether they can or not.
Then it will be just India, England, Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, and the rest of the teams.
Well, Sri Lanka will say they are in with a chance for a WTC final, sir.
Yes.
They need to win all their games for that.
No, one they can afford to lose.
One they can afford.
4 out of 5, I think. That's
Or 3 out of 4, something like that.
something like that.
We
One
can just check again.
3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 I think, for Sri Lanka. Anyway, just talking about this Bangladesh team, I think, I don't know, have you seen Shakibul Hasan for the last time in whites?
Yeah.
No,
That's what.
now the Test match again. Provided gets that security clearance that he personally is looking for. The series is going through.
Yeah, Sri Lanka needs 3 out of the 4.
South
I
Africa
said
have gotten the clearance, so the Test series is happening.
So Shakib is still playing
No,
more Test.
they have gotten the clearance, but will he be allowed?
That's exactly what I said. No, not about.
If he is allowed or not, I think the attitude that he showed in this series.
Yeah, he showed himself.
He should just, the same question Shan Masood was asked today. Somebody should ask.
What is that word?
But the thing is, in Shan Masood's case, he patiently listened to the journalist and didn't
He will
respond.
not.
There,
In
so
Shakib's case, he might just pick up the
Mic and throw it on him itself.
Shakib might throw the
it won't be thrown at the table. It will be thrown at the journalist.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think he should let go. Thank you. I know that Mushfiqur also had a good time in Pakistan, but also, overall, where you needed to step up hasn't. I think these young bunch of boys, Mehndi Hasan Miraz is a smart cricketer, Mominul is there, you've got Shanto as the captain, Shadman who did well. Look at these guys.
Tuscan,
Litton.
Tuscan needs to be around to groom this next generation of fast bowlers that they have.
Yeah,
It's
Litton.
good.
No, I'm
Tuscan
talking about the
himself is
batting.
really young.
I'm just talking about the batting. So that's pretty much their batting. They should just continue and build a team around that. That's what I can say about Bangladesh. But you're right. It's also a reflection of where Pakistan is, but also very bad. Okay, we've got 1 second. GGK says, Nikhil sir, if India win BGT 5-0, will Australia be knocked out of WTC? Oh yes, we will do a video on WTC scenario. We will tell you exactly what each team needs to do. So it should be up in an hour or so. So do check that video out. Sarat Chandra is saying, Nikhil sir, as a Rohit fan, I am losing hope on his big innings. We loved him for those innings. Yes, play for the team, but this will always not be good for the team. Need a biggie in Chinnaswamy. But see, that's what I'm saying, Saraj Chandra, this was the need of the I think you will get a big one. That's what I said. I want a big one from all of my top guys. In this New Zealand series, not in all test match, out of the 3 test match, get 2 big knocks under your belt in the 6 innings if you get, or 5 innings you get, whatever. Then go to
Australia.
Even though Shashwat will not agree, Duleep Trophy they did not play. They missed on a chance. Should have played that. Okay, Priyanshu says Bharat ball is a good name. Bharat ball.
Where?
India ka ball hai
Okay,
na yaar.
okay,
What
okay.
mean? Instead of looking.
Is suddenly Mr. Bharat back with the Indian coaching?
Yeah, even I thought that for a minute.
No. He's saying
He's with
that his
KKR,
gut
right?
feeling is that India versus South Africa will be the WTC final.
Oh.
Good to see Virat using sweep. Yes, that I agree.
Exactly. I was taken by surprise when he played that sweep shot.
Good. He
And he nailed it.
He nailed it. He was trying that sweep earlier when he got out.
I wanted to watch it and I'm like, did I see the right thing happen here?
True. Web of Tarangi says Jaddu and Ashwin should be celebrated like Anderson Broad, plus their contribution with bat has been amazing. Good
They
point.
are. I believe
But
they
where are they going? Nowhere right now.
No. He's saying
When-
now also,
okay,
even
now
when
also.
Anderson Broad were playing, he was
800 plus wickets the combination of them have. And number of runs I'll have to see.
I'm just saying Jadeja, the one ability that he has, because you look at that wicket of Litton. This is not a track, this is not a red soil pitch like Chennai where they were getting extra bounce. Extra bounce wasn't a thing. He
There
beat
was no
Litton with extra bounce on a pitch like the one you got in Kanpur. This is a special ability he has.
This
Where
did
he
he
lands
do
it.
how they say, what they say in Hindi? Kandha mara.
No, it's
wrist
Because
also.
he
yeah,
just-
his wrist also, exactly.
He just pulled the leg
The
back.
reps
I like what we saw, what the broadcaster showed. 2 balls almost in the same, but what he did was the channel was the same. 4th stump, 5th stump, but he kept moving it back a bit. The 3rd ball was the farthest from the batter, and that's where he gets that extra bounce.
Yeah.
So again,
No, master craftsman. All of them. All of them. Of course.
Arey, bilkul.
Spinners use Skanda. Arey, what are you saying? The quicker one, some spinners have, comes like a dart.
Shahid Afridi.
Afridi though was just next level, but a lot of them.
Quicker one now.
Dan Vettori used to have a quicker one. Suddenly one, you will see a lot of left arm spinners use that.
That's more of in white ball cricket.
Yeah,
This one,
but in
Simons,
Simon was a medium pacer, na? Andrew Simons.
he could do.
Andrew
He was a
Simons
medium
was
pacer? Wasn't he a off spinner?
No, he was bowled medium pacer. Also bowled off spin.
Also,
Okay, like Glenn Phillips.
Yeah.
Then there is.
What are you saying? You haven't seen Andrew Simons bowl medium pace?
I've seen him bowl off spin.
You've not seen him
Medium
bowl
pace I
Of
haven't.
course, he had a run up.
That I haven't seen. Maybe by
You're
my
that
eye.
young.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, today your homework is after this.
Watch that.
Okay, last couple of comments we'll take. Okay. Sridhar Savakar says, is this one of the most complete and potent Indian test side in the history, looking at the performance home and away? This is actually, I thought, will be a subject for dugout.
But
This
after
year.
BGT,
Yeah.
Okay,
Because
so
this
keep
is-
it for the dugout. Dugout.
Or dugout we
650.
can do on the IPL also.
No. Right, today, one of the greatest wins in Test cricket, and you IPL boys, na, this is the problem with this generation.
IPL videos will come your way starting around 7:30.
Amrendra Bahu, this is that character from the film, obviously,
yeah.
he's taken that name. He's saying Siraj's place in playing 11 is justified for this series. See, again, I think I would have started with Siraj for sure. Obviously, he's not had the returns that you would expect him. You couldn't have dropped him. But yeah, now, if you were to go play 2 fast bowlers in a test match, then you'd be in a bit of a quandary. You might have to start with an Akashdeep and Bumrah in case that these are the 2 available, and then
No, where? New Zealand?
if
Bumrah, you need to rest him at some. Now I think it's time to rest him.
No, but he will play the first test match, no?
No, Shami is also expected to.
No,
be
we don't
one.
know when it is. All of this though can be somebody
He
we don't
always
know.
has the edge
I'm
now.
talking about what is available to you now.
He always
No,
has the
Shami
edge.
is most likely.
Yeah, but I can't
Yeah,
predict.
if he doesn't,
no,
yeah.
Unless,
But he
of
will
course,
now.
he knows. If
That's what I'm
Shashwat is
saying.
saying that Shami, but I am not that sure because I have not spoken to Shami, so I don't know. So
Even I haven't spoken to Shami.
So we have to only consider the ones that are available. Right now, the ones that are told to you that are available are Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj, Akashdeep, or there is a Yash Dayal or a Khalil or Arshdeep, whatever else. If you're looking at them, that's another thing.
Arshdeep is
But right
currently-
now, in this scenario, if you're playing two fast bowlers, with the bowlers that are available to me, I'm going Akashdeep and Jasprit Bumrah. Bumrah rests, that's another thing. Whenever he rests. Okay, Parminder Singh says, I want to say hi to Michael Vaughan and would ask him, would you like to comment on Robat and ask him, bhai, aa gaya swad. But I tell you what, don't take Michael Vaughan seriously. He does all of this thing on purpose to get traction on social media. Honestly. He says these outrageous things so that you engage with him. Let it be. Let it be. Priyanshu says Virat gave his bat to Shakib. Is he retired? Was that a sign?
Could
Everyone wants Virat Kohli's bat, yeah?
Yeah, who wouldn't?
Maybe Shakib asked for it because he wants runs in his farewell test.
Maybe. But this could be Shakib's last test, as we discussed. Okay, on that note, we're going to take your leave, but join us at 6:15. We'll come back for the dugout. Meanwhile, enjoy this fantastic victory that the Indian team has registered. Take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.
6